Views and opinions expressed in this podcast are solely those of the hosts and guests. All individuals mentioned are presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law.
Good morning. Welcome back to Moms for Justice. I am Carolyn. It is Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day to all you guys. This is unusual for me to be on this early Saturday morning. My time, it's like almost 8 o'clock, right? Actually, no, almost 9 o'clock. I'm saying 8 o'clock almost in Arizona. And there's just the SWAT night that turned into a 3-ring circus yesterday. It's absolutely unbelievable. So guys, Day 14 today in the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie, and last night turned into an absolute circus. And I was on for, 5 hours, something like that. But what started as Friday the 13th, talk about, an evil day, right? The 13th day that she had been missing yesterday, Friday the 13th, it rolled into this morning. Valentine's Day, with a law enforcement activity that completely took over the area, and I was there for most of it. All evening long, reporters were following SWAT operations about 2 miles away from Nancy's home. 1 mile, okay, as the crow flies. And this was not a subtle thing. This just kept getting worse and worse, and it was this buildup with media, and I'm going to go through that. We're talking about dozens and dozens of vehicles, okay? Pima County Sheriff vehicles, FBI vehicles, 2 fully armored SWAT trucks, mobile command center, and a flank of SWAT officers. Now, vehicle after vehicle after vehicle, and I stress that because they just kept flying in there. They entered through cones into this neighborhood that was only 2 miles from Nancy's house. Now, at least 24 sheriff deputies and FBI cars flooded in, okay? 2 armored SWATs, the forensic vehicles, agents and deputies pouring into the area, and it was pitch black and it was pouring rain. We had so many YouTubers out there, media, Fox, Brian Enton, everybody was out there. No street lights whatsoever. It was loud, it was layered, and this was really, really close. So 2 people were pulled from this house, okay? And from what was confirmed on the scene, an adult man and woman, presumably mother and son, they were pulled out of a house. It was, really dark, raining, the visibility was limited, and it was difficult to tell whether they were handcuffed. So we don't have confirmation of that. So is it just them detaining them? Have they been arrested? No confirmation of that yet, but I'm just going to give you the facts that we know. And it was, some of what was observed came directly from what reporters are seeing on the ground and what YouTubers are saying. So, I know everybody wants their facts, but, it's hard to give you facts right now. I can only give you what has been, alleged or reported at this time. 2 individuals removed from that residence, mother and son, an adult son, okay? And at the same time, there were reports about a 3rd person detained during a nearby traffic stop, okay? So we have a house being hit by SWAT, 2 people taken out, possible traffic stop tied in, and it doesn't stop there because there is like crazy drama with a YouTuber that had come across an unalived person. So we're going to go into that. Cameras then locked onto what appeared to be a white Sprinter van at a traffic stop. And for a while, the focus had stayed there. And was that the 3rd person detained? Waiting to confirm on that. Was it tied to the residence? We're hearing that it's all related to Nancy Guthrie's disappearance and this investigation. So at this point, things are still unclear, but we have some things to work with, okay? But the attention then shifts again to a Culver fast food restaurant in the parking lot there. Okay, so suddenly everything moves to the Culver parking lot that's nearby. And this is where it becomes even more intense. Okay, so in that parking lot sat what appeared to be a silver Range Rover. It looked really, really dirty, like it had been sitting there for a while. And agents began snapping photographs of it. And they were photographing it from side to side and documenting it carefully. And then reporters tried to photograph them or photographing it. So we have pictures of that. And I'll show you real quick. There's a picture of the Range Rover. And no one could see inside the vehicle at that time. Okay. And then privacy screens start going up. They start putting up this red tarp, out of nowhere, and tents, just tenting it so that you couldn't see inside. And when they opened the back of the trunk, allegedly, of the Range Rover, they shielded it. Now, I get confused about this because there was a YouTuber by the name of Dolly Vision. God bless him. He's had past issues with his heart. He's out there just like JLR is out there. He's out there like a lot of YouTubers are out there and media trying to get coverage. And he's on the road following this thing around. And I'll go through the timeline of how things went because I was covering this all the way up until that first neighborhood over in Marana. This YouTuber, Dolly Vision, was driving to the scene where we end up where they detained the mother and son. While he's on his way there, he sees all this commotion, and according to him, he gets out of the car and he runs up to try to take some video or pictures or whatever it may be. And he saw something that he can't unsee. That it was so, I can't even imagine because he didn't describe it, and he took the video right down because he was recording as he went. But he took the video down. And then he pops back on and as a live and is saying, oh my gosh, I cannot believe what I just saw. I just saw somebody who was deceased and it was really graphic. And he was just really shaken up, guys, to the point that within 45 minutes, he went on and said, I can't do this anymore. I need to go back to my hotel. I am so, he was traumatized, completely traumatized. Okay, so I'm imagining that this is what he saw. Now, I was under the impression when Dolly was speaking that it was somebody sitting in the driver's seat that maybe unalived himself, like he knew police were chasing him, because apparently the person that has been unalived is in relation to the Guthrie case. So I don't know, this is speculation, but maybe he was, taking off, knew that police were on their way to the house, and maybe this one person just decided to take off and, police caught up to him and then he unalived himself. My impression from Dolly was that this person was sitting in the driver's seat. Now, there's stuff going around about someone being in the trunk. So that doesn't make any sense to me. So I think that that's incorrect. And I think it's the person was in the driver's seat and unalived themselves. But we'll have to wait for confirmation on that. But tents get erected. They're all over the place because obviously hiding, a deceased person. And when they opened up the Range Rover, that's when they saw it. I think what happened was they probably opened up the trunk and then looked in because remember they said the Range Rover looked so dirty, like it had been sitting somewhere for a long time. And, that might be why they couldn't see inside and see the deceased person, like splatters of dirt and mud all over the window. So it's possible that the confusion here is that maybe they opened up the trunk and then looked through and saw the head or could see that somebody was sitting in the driver's seat. So we have to wait for confirmation of that. But they completely concealed this area. And then after what they did in that trunk area, the Range Rover was hooked up, pulled onto a flatbed, and towed away. Okay? And that's how evidence is handled. You got to, secure the scene and, get that piece of machinery, that vehicle out of there so they can examine it some more. So, it definitely looks to be like a suicide. He knew he was about to be, apprehended and obviously knew something that was serious enough for him to realize I'm probably going to jail for life, which makes me think even further that it has to do with Nancy, right? But yeah, no confirmation connecting that report to the SWAT residence yet. And no confirmation tying the traffic stop at all. Okay, so the press conference did not happen yet. Now I have another update here, and this is the latest. There has been no statement yet from Pima County. Okay, and I would assume that will be released today, but we will hear something today. All right, and they are saying on the news here that authorities detained another individual early this morning in the Culver's parking lot. So the Culver's parking lot is different. So there's a minimum of 3 people here, it looks like. FBI and Pima County took a great deal of photos of this Range Rover exterior before repositioning their own vehicles closer to the Range Rover and bringing out some of the plastic tarps, etc. The license plate of the Range Rover was covered with what appears to be a piece of paper from a yellow legal pad. And it's unclear who placed it there. And yeah, they're saying that this person was inside the back hatch. It's what's being reported right now. So, yesterday I'm on here, right? Let me take a sip. Guys, smash that like button. I think I'm the only one on right now live until JLR goes on live, but I figured I would go through the latest news that we have. Yesterday, I hopped on, and it's so funny because every time I go live, something seems to go down. It's just the weirdest thing. I took the day off the day before because I was so exhausted. Rosie from Moms for Justice was out there. She was talking to JLR in the street and everything. We spent the whole day live streaming, and then the next day I was on, and then I took a day off. So then I come back on yesterday, and I'm thinking, nothing's really going on. We heard stuff about the gloves. We heard stuff about the sheriff denying that there was a glove inside the house. I don't know what to believe anymore with this case. There's just so many lies and so many, misconceptions, theories going on around there. But yesterday, I'm like, okay, well, there's not that much going on. We got the sketch that just come out. We all saw that. And I hop on, and all of a sudden, JLR is like, I'm going to Marana, Arizona. It's like a 25-minute drive away. I'm hearing something about SWAT trucks, convening over there at the substation. So he starts making his way out there, and we're following this thing. We're on our way out. And we get there, and we see police everywhere in the parking lot, but we couldn't quite make out what was going on. It looked like there was just a whole lot of police in one spot, like maybe they were congregating there, that it was more of a meeting space, and SWAT trucks were still out and about. We didn't know where they were. And then he got tipped off on an address that was I forgot the name of the development, but they go over there, and they're sitting there, and all of a sudden you start seeing all these, unmarked cars pulling in left and right, like coming around the corner, one after another. And JLR's like, that's Fox News. That's Brian Enton. That is media. That's a YouTuber. That's somebody everywhere. And this development got like overrun with cars, and we're sitting around, and we're just sitting there, and it's raining and all that. And we're like, okay, where are these SWAT trucks? And I started thinking to myself, I don't know if the SWAT trucks, should come now, because look at all this media here. How can you conduct serious business like this with all this media everywhere? Or they actually tipped off everybody, I thought, to go there, making them think something was going to go down simply because they had business elsewhere. And that still might be the case. That might be what went on there yesterday. It might be that they knew they had to go apprehend this mother and son out of this house, and they needed the media out of the way. Well, it didn't end up working out for them, did it? Because it's almost impossible to keep the media away. It really is. So it's one of those two things, I think. So we're just sitting there still in that development. Nothing's going on. And then I'm like, all right, well, it's been 3 hours. I literally ate pizza while I was on here with you guys. And I was like, I'm going to sign off. I'm going to put the PJs on. I'm going to sign off, and we'll see, what happens. So I get off, and then all of a sudden, I don't know, it was like, 10 o'clock last night, maybe? maybe 9, 10 o'clock Arizona time. All of a sudden, we hear about the SWAT trucks and the FBI going over to this new development that's only 2 miles from Nancy Guthrie's home. So I was like, okay. So I didn't go on live because I was just totally tapped out. Sorry about that. But I'm watching live, and I was glued. They're all out there in the rain. This was it. Like, you knew something was happening. Brian Enton was like, seemed to be the only one who had like an inside, source to get in on there. I mean, he seemed to be closest to this whole thing, but even he is saying like there's only so much he could say because he does not want to hurt the investigation, which is very smart, and I totally agree with that. And JLR was pretty much stuck on the other side of this blocked street, and nobody could see what was going on. But he was talking to us. So now I wake up this morning, and we know that there is possibly 3 people detained, and we're waiting for an update. Do you think Pima County will come on today and give us an update? I mean, as we speak right now, I'm like looking for the news because at any moment something can happen, right? Let me see. I'm going to check right now because it is 8:10 a.m. over there. And it does look like JLR is live. So let's see what's going on.
And
right,
my
let's
goodness, there's no one here. This is crazy. Now let me
Let's
set
see.
some things up, and I'm going to talk in a minute. I got to set up my thing. There's a few journalists. This is the home on the left. There's not one police in sight. There's no crime scene tape. There's nobody at the house. This is nuts.
This is where they detained the 2 people.
Apparently, there's talk that these people have not been arrested and let go.
Rewind.
Unbelievable, folks. And I'm going to take you. I went to the house. I knocked on the door. I knocked on his door.
I just gave all the updates.
This is nuts. And some journalists are going door to door asking the neighbors. Neighbors confirm it's this house right here on the left. So just give me a second. I need to set up shop here, distribute this out to the different platforms, public awareness. Where is Nancy Guthrie? Where is she? I think we're back to square one. Folks.
Not necessarily.
This is nuts.
What about the people detained?
Last night, massive raid, this area, about 2 miles away. It was this house here on the left. The house is completely empty. There's a broken down car in the driveway. I can see the tire tracks of where all the feds were. Neighbors confirm that it's the house on the left.
Guys, comment below. I want to know what you guys are thinking this morning. Please comment away. I want to know what your theories are at this point.
Take you out in the neighborhood and show you. We're back to square one, folks. We're back to square one.
I wish you wouldn't say that. We're not back to square one.
I posted something here, and I'll show it to you. I posted some information about this. This is the house right here on the left. It's the house.
Why would he say that? They are with police
This house
now.
right here.
That's why it's empty.
6280. It's the house.
But I'm glad he's walking
It's
up
the
to it. We need to wait and see what's going on. Good
There
morning,
ain't a
Michael.
soul here.
Guys, like, post, share.
Except an old beat up old car.
Up early for you guys. I gave a big
What's
update in the
going on
beginning
here?
of everything that we know.
This is insanity. I posted this morning on my X account. I'm shocked. No law enforcement at their house. No law enforcement in the neighborhood. No crime scene tape up. Neighbors tell me this is the house. No one at the home.
Amen
what the
to
heck is
that.
going on here?
A guy
And
doesn't
one
off himself
media
for no reason.
Journalist with cold news says, Pima County Sheriff tells us regarding last night's law enforcement activity, it was nothing more than a lead tracked down that led to a search warrant and no arrest.
There's been no arrest. That's my first time hearing that, guys.
They did it wrong again.
Oh my gosh.
That's journalists. They're going door to door. Shout out to the New York Times. New York Times doing their thing.
Oh my gosh. And
Shout
somebody
out
died.
to, I believe ABC 15. They're out there going door to door asking the neighbors. They spoke to a neighbor that came around, stopped right here, pointed, talked about the whole situation. You can check out the drone footage. It was this house.
We need to know what happened with that guy that's deceased.
It's wrong. And no one's here. There's no crime scene tape. There's nothing in this neighborhood. There's no roadblock. There's nothing.
Unreal.
Unbelievable. Now, I'm not going to do this on my YouTube live, but I went and knocked on the door asking them for a comment.
Right, but the guy that passed away,
cameras and everything like that. It's
they're
crazy.
saying it's related to the Guthrie case.
Let me show you that
Good
video.
morning, Princess Siren. Guys, this is just in. They released the people that they detained last night. All of that, and we're back to square one? Is this true? Unbelievable.
I went and knocked on the door asking for a comment.
Amen to that. We need a presser. The public needs to know what's going on. And you know what?
No one's there. It's crazy.
That town needs to know. The community
There's a couple other
needs
journalists
to
that
know.
went and knocked on their door.
No. And I've been saying that all along. Move on, Mr. Jackson. Been saying it all the time that we do not know. There's so much crap going on.
No one answered
it's so
the door.
annoying.
Seeking comment on what's going on. Wouldn't you want to ask these people why were you detained if they're even out yet?
They have a Range Rover in their custody where the person had unalived himself, apparently. Guys, the channel Dolly Vision literally saw the guy.
Crazy.
And he was traumatized last night. Traumatized. I feel terrible for him. Good morning. Hi, guys. Thanks for joining me. It's so early. I don't think I've ever been on this early. Yeah, unfortunately, yeah. But then again, we all watch, right? You know, it's amazing the technology we have today where we can literally...
This is the house last night that they went to.
Be in the center
and detained
of these
multiple
cases.
people. I'm hearing 2 people, 1 person at another location.
But why did they go there? They better come forward today and tell us why
They have not been
went
arrested
to this house. Yes. Hello, peace be upon you. Good morning. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. I'm wearing red. I'm wearing red today. Yes. All right, so if you're just joining us, I just gave a whole slew of updates. But the one thing we just found out 5 minutes ago was that they released...
I am a journalist. Any comment on what happened last night?
Well, I doubt they're in there. Do you think they're in there?
I knocked on their door asking them for comment.
Hello, good morning.
They released the
Any
2
comment?
people, the mother and son, that they detained last night. This is the latest
thank
update
you.
right now.
And then I left. This is the house.
Waiting on
Nobody
Pima
here.
County. No, there's nobody here. We know that already. I love him, but he keeps repeating himself.
Why
Susan,
did they
were
do
you
this
on
again
the
to the
scene?
second person? They just go there and scoop somebody up, block the roads up. JLR, you need to clean your lens. Will.
Susan said that was a hit and run he saw, but then there was stuff going around about him
First look,
running from this
neighborhood.
house. But who knows? Who knows? I hate fake news.
It's not a crime scene. Back to square one, folks. So we're going to go over to Nancy Guthrie's home here and stage. That's it.
Back to where you were. Why was
Another
that
craziness.
residence? Why was that residence targeted? What triggered that
All
operation?
that stuff down there at Culver's, this.
Smash that like button, guys.
Dude, if
Thank
they
you
were
for
in
joining
jail,
me.
this would be an entire crime scene. This would be all taped up. This whole neighborhood would be blocked. Media would be on here.
True.
It's wild. Journalists going door to door, talking to the neighbors.
I would still think there'd be more people hanging around there, though, considering everything that happened last night. It is eerily
sense,
quiet.
folks. I'll take you around the neighborhood. There's no police around here. There's nobody.
Trying really hard not to talk over him. Sorry about that.
What the heck's going on here?
I don't know. I don't know if we're back to
No,
square
it's not
one.
the wrong house. It is the correct house.
We need to wait and see.
It's 100% the correct house.
They
No
must have
police
had.
anywhere in this neighborhood. That's the house on the left.
I'm going to pause them when I talk. This is driving me nuts.
There was conflicting things that was on the other side yesterday, but it wasn't. It ended up being on this side.
Listen, this is two situations now where they detained somebody and they were wrong. Okay. What are the chances that two incidents like this has no clout whatsoever? I mean, there has to be some legitimate reason. And what triggered this operation to go over there? What made them detain these two people? Okay. And what was exactly found in this Range Rover? That's what I want to know. And, you know, there's been multiple people, and I know Brian Enton had said that the accident and the person that was deceased was in relation to the Nancy Guthrie case. So how can everybody be so wrong again? That's what I want to know.
There's another journalist. Journalists are all going. Let's go see what the journalists are doing.
All we're left with is Dolly Vision, was traumatized last night. That's the only thing we know 100% for sure. I doubt he's lying. I'm a good person. I believe in everybody. I give everybody the benefit of the doubt. But there is so many people that make up crap, right? And all over the internet, you don't even know who gives you legit news. I assure you that my intentions are always good. Always. I just don't have that kind of heart to be cutthroat to try to make money and stuff like that. And I think that's why you guys follow me on here, because I'm not about that. Never have been.
In the chat, we're not at square one. Will you tell us where we're at in this investigation?
Unreal.
Second time now. Now Nanos was like, yeah, we're going to detain a bunch of people. You know, that's what he said. And lo and behold, they went and detained a bunch of people, and they're not involved.
No, Enton's great.
All that craziness last night, not involved.
Oh my gosh. No one's going to believe it when it really does go down. No one's going to believe it. It's
Dude,
like the
they
boy
just
who cried
snatching
wolf.
people up on tips. Just because there's a tip, they just snatch you up and basically seal off neighborhoods and do.
Okay, from CNN's John Miller. Operation ended without any arrest. Law enforcement officials are saying they saw officers converging on two locations near Nancy Guthrie's home last night, concluded without any arrests. Law enforcement questioned one man, but then released him, believing him not to be the kidnapper. That is, I just read that now. That just came out. Unreal.
With all the reporters.
I'm anxiously awaiting a press conference.
To the neighbors.
At this point, because that's really the only thing that's going to clear this up right now. I do have plans later on, very late in the morning, early afternoon, but I'm on here now. But they need to get their arses out in front of cameras, and they have to explain themselves.
This is insanity.
What probably happened is that out of that house was an unrelated crime activity. And they somehow thought that it was related to Nancy Guthrie,
the house
maybe.
Here, where those guys are,
I don't know.
On the right. It's the house.
All right. A Shadow Hills resident. Hold on. I'm reading tons of updates here. A Shadow Hills resident tells News 4 Tucson that she witnessed 3 people being detained during a SWAT operation on Friday night, according to an unconfirmed report by a neighbor. And another person shot himself in the noggin. I want to be careful how I say things on YouTube. So that just came out in the news. That's News 4 Tucson that I just read. Okay.
Yeah, it was like right there. Crazy. Thank you. How you feel about the situation? How do you feel about the situation?
I feel stupid.
Well, they got to do what they got to do.
They got to do what they got to do. Hey, I like that stick. That's a cool stick. The walking stick.
Well, to make sure no son of a bitch comes around here.
Oh, no. Use the stick on somebody if somebody comes around.
You know what's crazy, guys, is that with all this, people are forgetting about the whole point, the whole reason we're doing all this. People are forgetting about Nancy Guthrie because of all this stupid circus crap that's going on. I mean, talk about taking the public for a ride. Again, News 4 Tucson says that a neighbor, a resident of the Shadow Hills development, witnessed 3 people being detained during the SWAT operation last night. And according to that same neighbor, another person had shot themselves. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. Good morning to you all. If you're just joining us, I gave a large update in the beginning of what happened. I went through what happened yesterday. We now have learned that they detained the wrong people again. And now there is nothing going on over in that development where there were swarms of FBI last night. Swarms of them. Right. Christina says, Nancy's not even missing. Who knows? Maybe Nancy, I don't know. The problem is we literally cannot speculate at all. You just can't. This is what happens when everybody speculates too much. And then we all look really dumb. Yes, the sheriff is incompetent. I am convinced.
So again,
this should be a different outcome right now.
Right as I was coming on, Cold News tweeted out. The Pima County Sheriff's Office tells us regarding last night's law enforcement activity, it was nothing more than a lead tracked down that led to a search warrant and no arrest.
Guys, distraction. When we find out the real story here, we're going to be blown away. Blown away. It is nothing like what we thought it was. Post your questions, comments below. Hashtag Hope for Nancy. Make sure you guys are liking this video. I'm Carolyn from Moms for Justice.
So
you
the
are
media
always welcome
starting to
here.
report in the last 30 minutes, no arrest made.
Yeah, they let him go. They let him go.
Another, what's his name down there? Rio Rico. There's been so many characters here.
That's
Carlos.
what I said.
There's another Carlos.
The other day I was like, Rio, Rico, Rico, Rio.
Look, she's taking pictures of the house. Look.
I'm telling you right now, we're going to be in shock when we find out the truth. We will be in absolute shock.
Dude, it's a chopper circling over here. Dude, unbelievable. Unbelievable.
I know.
Right? A lot of craziness. Everyone thought this is it. This is it.
I know.
And look what we have here.
Do you think
Hello, Auntie Ree.
They said no arrests.
Hello, Haschick.
It's crazy,
Rocco.
isn't it? Who are you with?
I'm with
Hey, Rocco. Happy
Oh, News
Valentine's
4
Day,
Tucson.
Rocco.
Nice.
Who are you with?
I'm JLR Investigates. I'm just a YouTuber,
Okay,
journalist,
cool,
citizen
yeah.
journalist.
I was like, aren't you the streamer guy?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Everybody knows
Yeah.
him.
They
He's
tell you to
famous.
come out and check out the house.
Hey,
tell
Laura.
you to
Thanks
come
for
out and check out
joining
the
us
house.
today.
That's wild. It's crazy.
Hit the like button, guys.
You have a good day. Thank you.
You too. Thank you.
Yeah, the ones that literally interfere. It's okay to be on the street. At
So
a
explain this to
certain.
me. Oh, the chopper is
distance.
circling around.
Yeah.
There's a chopper circle around here. Probably wanted to know. I expected folks to wake up this morning to them tearing a house apart, sealing it down, evidence, mugshots, all that.
So did I. But for sure. Jumped on here before everything got
That's
going.
what I expected. I only got 3 hours of sleep last night.
And nothing's going.
I'm like, holy smokes.
Good morning. Hello, Lee Stevens. Your cousin's mother is a friend of Nancy's. I'm so sorry. And I hope that your cousin's mom is doing okay.
No
I
one has
cannot
been
imagine.
arrested. People have been detained. The sheriff has confirmed to the local media that there has been no arrests.
Hey, Lee, what does your cousin's mother think? What is her... Did she have anything to offer about
So now what? What do we do now?
this situation? Thanks for joining me. Happy Valentine's Day.
So what was this like stuff? Like someone did some off themselves?
Yeah.
Like I was up here, I didn't really see like I've been looking. Is just that not true?
Oh, no. Dolly saw it.
Brian
He saw.
Etten just tweeted out. The Pima County Sheriff tells local affiliate Code last night's operation was nothing more than a lead track down that led to a search warrant and no arrest.
No. This guy, Dolly Vision, he ain't going to
He
lie
just
about
tweeted that out.
He ain't going to lie about that. He was traumatized. He saw somebody deceased. He saw
That's it.
somebody.
This is the house.
There's no
Nothing.
way. Plus, he would ruin his channel and credibility if he lied about that. He's not going to lie about that, guys. He took the video down, but Dolly Vision literally walked right up
Over
and saw it.
30,000 people watching.
Some channel, some YouTube channel named Dolly
what's your
Vision.
take of this?
Okay,
They went on a
so
wild goose chase, but that should be scary for anyone in Pima County.
viewer on here, her mother knows Nancy Guthrie is her friend. This is Lee Stevens. She says she has no idea, but she said Nancy is a lovely person without enemies. Please, tell your cousin's mom that we are so sorry about what's going on. We're hurting for her and the family. Yes. Okay, so just an update for everybody on here. Just found out that all the people, well, it's either 2 or 3, they were released. They were released, and it was a big mistake again. That's what we're hearing. It's unbelievable.
Watching, so you know the media is going to pounce on it, and they're going to set up roadblocks.
And I'm getting news here. Rapid,
crazy.
fast. So give me 1 second. Let me see if there's a new update. Yeah, all of Arizona. And, you know, let's talk about the fact that the people in this in these developments, and they want answers too. Is this scary what happened? Is this, is it related to anything personal to Nancy or Savannah? And if it's not, and it's some like random, criminal, they need to know. Yes, they were all released. They were all released, and now look, it's a ghost town. Nobody is around the house. That was the house that they were at last night. It was all another mistake, just like in Rio Rico. Unbelievable.
These judges just probably sign warrants off on very slim, limited, probable cause. Carlos, they did the same thing to Carlos. They busted his door down. Tore his whole car apart on a warrant. Who's signing these warrants?
Idiots. Hold on, guys. I'm looking for the next update.
He's going to knock on the door. See? That's exactly what I did.
Thank you, Tammy.
We're knocking
You're
on the
so
door.
sweet.
I'm not knocking.
Happy
No
Valentine's Day, guys. Anybody doing
We
anything
got ring
special
cam
today,
here.
or are you all
Have
going to be
one of those
watching
things
this?
It's insanity. It's crazy.
Yeah. I
Morning.
agree with you.
I'm doing great. How are you?
Chick lives on the other side of town and has been extra vigilant.
He said he needs to find the house. This journalist didn't know the house.
Anybody going to dinner tonight for Valentine's Day?
Huh?
Oh, yes. Okay. Great comment. I think this is way bigger and deeper than we can even know. We are going to be in shock when we find out the absolute truth. And will we ever get all the truth? I don't know. But
It's Fox News. Fox News just arrived.
okay, Fox News is there.
I'm gonna sit here and see how many people come. Cause this journalist starting to come here. They're all waking up in the morning, just like I did. Got a fresh cup of coffee and came out to check the crime scene. We wanted to see the crime scene.
Here
Here's
we
the
go.
chopper.
I got my coffee.
chopper
my
circling
coffee?
around the house.
Who's drinking coffee? Okay, breaking news. A fourth person was detained. Also. What? That can't be. 3 detained originally. 4th in a vehicle at Culver's.
Dude, this is a nothing burger.
But he has since said that all of them have been
Or
released.
is it? Because people are saying in the chat, they're still detained. They're still in custody.
What?
Are they?
Oh my gosh, guys. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, we're going back to Nancy shortly. I just want to see who shows up here a minute.
Nobody knows what's going on here. I'm going to just chill. I'm just going to, well, actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to tell you exactly
Yo, we
what
had
I'm
2
hearing.
million people watch that craziness last night. 2 million people.
I don't think we know for sure if they've all let go. I don't know. So 4 people at some point were detained. Okay, I feel comfortable saying that. 4 people. 3 from the house and 1 from the Culver's parking lot. Now there's, stuff going around about some of them being released. At this point, public safety needs to come first, and Pima County Sheriff needs to come forward and give a press
We had
conference
like
immediately.
95,000 people at one point in the chat. Everybody wants to know, who did this?
Unreal.
Chopper's still circling above.
Happy Valentine's Day. Oh, I saw my
I'm
mom on
shocked.
here. It's almost like the sheriff, Pima County Sheriff's Office is tricking us. It's like they want to be one step ahead, and they're messing with this case, and they're not being honest. That's what it feels like to me.
This is nuts. Boy, it's a nice cool morning this morning out here.
This is crazy. I don't want to give out bad info, but we're hearing 2 different things. And how is the white van and the Range Rover related? Last night, Brian Enton said that the person in the Range Rover was related to
Now
the
what, folks?
Guthrie case.
Now what do we do?
I think everybody needs to shut up and
Whoever
wait
did
for
this is
confirmation.
probably gleaming right now that, well, they're probably still panicking, but gleaming last night when they were snatching up the wrong people again. Thinking, oh my goodness, the heat is off me. People in the chat, go find Nancy. Exactly. Go find Nancy. There's no crime scene here. There's no tape up, no police. They're not even monitoring the neighborhood. Nobody's around except journalists, some neighbors walking.
Yeah, no, I agree with you on that, Carolyn. And by the way, we have the same name. I'm trying really hard not to, because we're at the mercy of them solving this, and we have to give them the benefit of the doubt. But there are some weird flags, and it's just so upsetting.
Nanos is a man of his word when he says there's going to be detainments. It's what he said. It's going to be detainments.
I know, right, Steph? Happy Valentine's Day, guys. Smash the like button.
Please explain the rover. Exactly. Explain the Range Rover down there at the Culver's down the road. We went there last night. That was all gone too. Was someone dead there?
Dolly has more concrete evidence than anybody. He's the one who saw.
M, 2006, says the authorities are desperate. They need to get anyone. So that's why they do this. Question. Is this the perfect crime? Is there such thing as the perfect crime? Dun, dun, dun. The perfect crime.
I'm looking to see if Dolly is on at all.
We're going to go down to Nancy's home shortly and set up shop, but
I'm going to just mute him for 1 second. So last night again, if you're just joining us, there was a YouTuber, okay? There was a YouTuber that was in the middle of all that chaos last night. And he's chasing the scene, going to the final scene last night where they detained these two people. And he's a YouTuber, just like JLR is, He's a YouTuber, not as big of a channel, but now it's growing. Now it's going to be huge, okay? Because that's just the way it works. When something major happens, then, their channel's going to blow up. I'm sure if you asked him, he would say, I don't wish what happened to me on anyone, not for clicks, not for nothing. So, and I watched it. I switched over to him, and he's like driving there, and he gets out of the car, and he gets shocked by this scene that he stumbles on, and he gets back in the car and then goes on with us. And I'm sorry that, an actor, there's no acting involved in that, is my point. He was like, oh my gosh. And I suspect his family of some sort, maybe it was his child or his mom, was calling him because they knew he was going out there to cover the case, and they're on the phone with him, and they were having conversations. And I'm sure the wife was like, this is getting scary. I don't want you involved in there. Or somebody from the family he was on the phone with, because he mentioned something about, my family's concerned about me and everything, and I'm just going to sign off. I can't do this anymore. I mean, he was literally en route to the scene, and I related to that because being a YouTuber, if I was out there and I had stumbled across and, whoa, you know what I mean? Like, I did not foresee this. I'm covering, the case, or I'm boots on the ground or whatever it may be. And then you stumble across a deceased human being. I could see that shaking you. And he has a heart issue, according to people. So he just threw in the towel, and he looked straight into the camera. He said, I'm going back to my hotel. This is getting to be too much for me. I can't do this anymore. And he left. And he did give an update on like his regular post update, saying, I'm okay, guys. I'm just really shaken up. And then he took the videos down. So clearly does not want to profit off of it. Nothing like that. He took the videos down. So kudos to Dolly Vision. I feel so bad for him. But honestly, his experience is the only thing I've heard so far in the last 24 hours that to me is confirmation of something real, something for real. And he saw this person, he thought he was stumbling on, a suspect getting apprehended and got into an accident while he was trying to flee or something like that. And he ran up and thought, this is great. I'm going to get live footage. And then boom. And he said, I can't even describe to you what I saw. It was so shocking, so grotesque. He could not even share it. And my heart went out to him big time. So if you're just joining me, that is something that I feel is confirmed information. A YouTuber and giving you confirmed information over what's going on here. Because this is crazy, guys. This is crazy what's going on here. If the people that were detained last night have been let go, it is a ghost town. where they were last night. It is a ghost town there right now. No one's around. There's no tape up. They're not investigating or, searching the house. Nothing. They said it was a
Roll
big
out.
mistake. Just like Rio Rico. Just a huge mistake all
Roll
over again.
out.
Credibility is shot with this department.
Chopper's still circulating up top.
And I'm not a big one for trashing
This is
the police that are trying to investigate a case, but there are some serious questions for this sheriff, I believe. And the best thing he can do to redeem himself right now is to immediately, before getting a cup of coffee today, to get out there in front of cameras and let everybody know what's going on. And it's not just for us curious folk, it's for the people that live in the area. They're scared. I'd be scared. I'd be like, what the heck is going on?
Neighborhood
Stop and
just
talk
got
to these people.
walkers and everything out there now.
No.
Unbelievable.
No. All that went down was for nothing, guys. It's the same thing as Rio Rico. Big mistake. They let him go. It was not what they thought it was. And now back to square one. That's what we're hearing. And
Happy
this right
Valentine's
here,
Day.
he was just in front of the house where all this went down. JLR was just in front of the house, and it was like nobody. It was like a ghost town. Now, granted, it is early in the morning, but
All right,
still.
leaving the neighborhood.
All right, so he's leaving
Going
the
back
neighborhood.
to Nancy's. We're going back
Going
to ground
to
zero.
Nancy's.
Start over.
Just. Hi, vey. Okay, so we'll see what's going to go on here.
So more people detained, no arrests.
Somebody said we need ice. Thanks for joining me. Happy Valentine's Day, Mary. Happy Valentine's Day to all of you. Johnny Handyman says, I knew there was nothing. A complete waste. Can you imagine the money
it's gonna be
spent?
crazy when they do the next raid.
And how many other people have been victims of crimes in the last 13 days?
Who's next?
14 days. That are not getting the same attention. Look, I want to find
Oh,
Nancy
my
just
goodness.
as much as everybody else. But everybody's attention is diverted towards
Thank
this,
you.
and other people could have been getting attention.
Let's see. DNR?
This is how close that was
Thank
to
you.
Nancy's house. Smash that like button,
Happy
guys.
Valentine's Day. Tara and Diana in Rhode Island. Always good to see you in Rhode Island. All right, we're going back to Nancy's home. We're gonna set up shop and we'll wait for the next development. Maybe they'll do more raids today.
Hopefully Dolly goes on live today and explains his experience.
We've been miles and miles and miles running around trying to get answers here and cover what's going on and follow
Yeah.
the SWAT.
Thanks for joining me today, this morning, for
I
what
bet you're
happened
just waking
last
up
night.
this morning like, you got to be kidding me. Again? They're not the guys? They're not the people involved? Again? Or maybe they're holding them and they are, but sheriff's saying no arrests. You saw the house. If these people were involved, the house would be sealed off. The suspect's home, there'd be police there.
Last night, Brian Enton said that the Range Rover incident, and the person in that Range Rover, he did indicate that it was connected to the Guthrie case, but nobody knows anything now. And I'm going to just be honest with you and tell you that I don't think anybody knows anything at this point. And there is so much, misconception going on. What I can tell you is that, it came out that everybody that was detained had been let go, but I don't know if I believe that either. I don't know if I believe that either.
Comment. Just like they did Carlos. Remember Carlos? They all went to Carlos's doorstep. Carlos came out and gave a statement. These people could still be locked up, or they could be somewhere else.
Oh, there you
They're
go.
not arrested. There has been no arrests. That's all I'm saying. I wouldn't answer the door either. How embarrassing, right? I wouldn't answer the
JLR
door.
said Valentine's Day.
They'll probably sue Nanos too. Just like Carlos. They'll probably sue Nanos, right?
Brian just made a short. Hold on.
You'd think.
Let's see.
All right.
Hold on, guys.
Go back to our media staging ground. See what we got this morning. Keep the conversation going.
Yeah, well, keeping the conversation going is not solving this case. I'm going to Brian Enton's page. Here we go, guys. Listen.
Nancy Guthrie investigation. I'm outside this neighborhood right now. That's all been closed off. This is where we know that the SWAT team was, or they still are. There's about 24 sheriff's deputies in there. We were actually inside the perimeter because we got in there right when the SWAT team got here. They've now moved us out. But I'm hearing from sources that a man and a woman were taken out of the house, that this is connected to the Nancy Guthrie investigation, and that around the same time there was a traffic stop close by where another person was detained. Whether all of these people are, being questioned as part of the Nancy Guthrie investigation, or whether just one of them is being questioned, I don't know at this time. But there's a ton of FBI that also arrived here. You had the Pima County SWAT team and a ton of deputies that were here initially in FBI, and then a whole just cavalry of more FBI agents just arrived. It's about 2 miles from Nancy Guthrie's house, which is interesting, so it's not very far at all. And we're waiting to get more information from the Pima County Sheriff's Office, but that's the latest.
Okay, so obviously that was filmed last night. We don't have anything from him this morning, but that was new that he just shared. Let me see. Hold on. Yeah, that's the absolute lace. Oh, wait, there's another one. Hold on. I think. Wait, is this just now? Okay, here we go. There's another one. Sorry.
Got an update from the Pima County Sheriff, Chris Nanos. He says that last night was them just tracking down leads. There were no arrests, and there are no signs of Nancy. So just tracking down leads, no arrests, no signs of Nancy. That's exactly what he just told me. So I can't believe it. I mean, last night was insane. Sorry if I look crazy, by the way. I really basically didn't sleep. But, it was an insane night. SWAT team was out. They went in on a house. There was a traffic stop. There was a Range Rover that was towed. At one point, there were 3 people who were detained, my sources were telling me. The investigation went on all night long, and apparently, as of right now, no arrests, no signs of Nancy. I will say this. If they are looking at DNA from anyone who they were talking to, that may take a little time. So we're going to have to wait and see on that front. But officially from the sheriff's office, just tracking down leads, no arrests, no signs of Nancy. And that's where we stand right now as of Saturday morning. Hey, guys.
All right. So notice he did not say anything about a deceased person, and he probably is not allowed to. So, one thing about Brian Enton, and I think most people do find him very credible. I personally find him very credible. He's laid back. He's no sensationalism in his voice when he gives news. It's not like, oh, look what I got, exclusive and all this other stuff. He seems to give out very good information, and he's careful not to give out too much. And he doesn't like to compromise the investigation. So I have a tendency to go with what he says. Is anyone perfect? No, not everybody is perfect because, somewhere down the line, this person gives wrong information. It's like, it's like playing a game of telephone, right? So, but if I'm going to get accurate information, I would think that it would be more likely than not that I would get it from him. Now, I do find it funny that well, not funny, but I do find it interesting that he did not mention at all the deceased person in the Range Rover. So clearly, not trying to compromise the investigation. That must be why he's not saying it, because I really believe that Dolly saw a deceased person last night. I have no doubts in my mind. Okay. I feel like that I have more confidence about that than I do about any of the other journalists and what they have to say. So, somebody let Dolly know that I am on his side and I totally back him. And I feel terrible, and I'll see if I can go ahead and personally message him myself, but I feel terrible, but I am totally plugging him over here because, and I also commend him for stopping what he was doing. I mean, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. You know what I mean? And he has a poor health background, and the guy, for his family's sake, for his children, he needed to stop, shut the cameras off. He even took the videos down. And these are videos that had tons of views on them. He took some of these videos down because it just wasn't worth it. It just wasn't, So if you're just joining us, the people they detained were let go. That's right. It was said last night. They're not saying it now, but it was said last night.
What's going on here, folks? As previously discussed,
that
no
deceased
arrests.
body is related to the Nancy Guthrie case.
This might go down as one of the worst run investigations in U.S. history. Now we have a total of, 4 people that got scooped up based off tips, and I have to go through the embarrassment being seen on TV and neighborhoods getting inundated with media, curiosity seekers, only to be let go. I mean, the other people, they haven't been arrested.
Might not
Doesn't
be.
appear like they're involved. Nothing's going on at their house.
You know what I wanted to ask you guys? There's a couple of people here that are from that area. Like I think it's Hazmat. Aren't you like in that town? Do you live in that town? Anyone here that lives right there in that town? I have a question for you. Is it uncommon to see crime at that time of night in that area? Like, you got a guy over here at Culver's, you've got the Range Rover, you've got all this stuff going on. Is crime rampant over there? I'm just curious. I have no idea.
Share your thoughts, folks. You hearing the news this morning? Are you hearing it?
Thanks, Clarissa. Go clean that house, girl.
If you scroll back to the beginning of this live, you could see the house,
Blue.
you could see all the situation. If you're just jumping in.
Blue, I'm telling you, Dolly Vision saw a deceased person in a car. Okay. That I have no doubt in my mind he saw a deceased person. That part of it, I have no doubt about. I don't know about, maybe it wasn't in a Range Rover. I don't know, but he saw a deceased person, and I believe it was in the Range Rover. And police were about to cover it up. He had gotten there just before they put up the yellow, barricade, tarp, whatever it is they use.
Maybe it's time to, I don't know. I don't know.
Ship out, JLR.
I don't know what to think.
The time to leave.
I don't know what to think. Welcome to media. So, you never know what you're going to get in this investigation.
There's no way
tell you
Dolly
that.
lied.
You
Let
never
me
know
tell
what
you.
you're going to get.
If he lied about something like that, that would be just, he would
Dude, I
destroy.
really thought this thing was winding down, but
He would destroy his credibility. He looked completely traumatized to me. If he made that up, oh my gosh. I'm sorry, I'm just not willing to go there with that.
there's only one way, well, 2 ways to go into that neighborhood. There's a corner, never came. So I'm like, well, where in the heck is Nancy? And I wake up this morning and they're like, scene is clear.
I don't even know this Dolly guy at
Clear.
all. Have no clue who he is. But I stumbled on it. I watched it and I felt terrible. It seemed so genuine to me.
I
Maybe
feel bad
I'm
for
just
the next one that's going to get scooped up on a false tip.
maybe I'm just a pushover, but man, that looked real. It was authentic. He should
Anyone
really
with
just
like a little goatee or a little black mustache, anyone with that 5'9", 5'10" mustache built is going to get scooped up. All right, next person.
horrible homeless problem, gangs, cartel, not uncommon to
Get
see
scooped
people
up.
lurking. I don't know, Rocco. Rocco doesn't believe Dolly. Well,
So we're going to see where this goes today. We're going to see what piles in here today. We'll see if there is any raids or any other situation today.
well, hopefully he comes on today and he reiterates that story.
Morning. Hey, what kind of dog is that?
He is a Bernedoodle.
Can I show him on my camera here? Oh my goodness. That's a beautiful dog. What's your dog's name?
His name is Max.
Max. And it's what kind of dog?
Bernedoodle. He's a Bernese mountain dog and a poodle.
Burmese mountain dog and a poodle. Hello. Is he friendly?
Very.
Hello.
All right, guys, I'm going to have to sign off.
I love dogs.
But I wanted to jump on here
I
with
love
you guys
dogs.
this
You're a
morning, and
companion,
I love
He's
you
a good
guys
guy.
so much, and I
Hello.
appreciate you hanging out with me this morning.
I'm from Florida.
I
You
hope
live
I
right-
was able to give
Yeah,
you
you from Florida?
some satisfactory info,
We live here originally
which
Florida.
is, I'll
So,
say one more time before I
wait-
go, that the detainees apparently have been let go. Dolly had apparently saw a deceased person last night, which I fully believe. According to everybody around, we are back at square one. Brian Enton has confirmed that people have been let go and they were going based on a tip that ended up being false. So I'm going to head out. It is Valentine's Day. I hope you guys have a wonderful Valentine's Day. And make sure you smash this like button for me and help support the channel. I so appreciate you guys. And I will be on with this case maybe sooner than later. But yeah. So have a wonderful, wonderful day, a wonderful weekend, wonderful Valentine's Day. And I will see you guys next time. Take care.
The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are solely those of the hosts and guests. All individuals mentioned are presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law.